I actually wanted to record this while using the theme song from the series. Excuse me for that mess up. But I think there's some licensing issues with the song, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna try that in the short though, when I'm done with this. And I had to film this in a weird diagonal way because this thing is pretty big. It's the only thing that I actually have on top of my shelf by itself all year round. It's my favorite thing actually in my collection. So this is the Charmed set by SOTA Toys, based off the hit WBCW series that ran for 8 seasons, starring Shannon Doherty, Holly Marie Combs, Alyssa Milano, and Rose McGowan, who played the Halliwell sisters, Prudence Halliwell, Piper, Phoebe, and Paige. Prue and Piper were my two favorite characters on the show. God, I love Shannon Doherty. I grew up watching her on Little House on the Prairie. I think she joined that show in the last 2 seasons. Let me take this off carefully because see if I can. It doesn't have to spin anymore. And I just followed her because she was only a year younger than me. I loved her from then, and then when she went from to Beverly Hills 90210, started watching that show, which ran for 10 seasons. It kind of pissed me off that she got fired off the show, but I heard that she was a bit problematic. I don't want to get into that, but the first 4 seasons of 90210 was my favorite. The same way that the first 3 seasons of Charmed was my favorite. And let me see if I can move the camera without dropping it. Man, it took me a while for me to get used to Rose McGowan because Shannon Doherty was my favorite part of the show, and I thought the first 3 seasons was written better, in my opinion. It got really campy after season 5. Not to say that it's a bad thing, because I'm not saying that, but it did get like really campy. But it also, I wasn't used to having the new sister around. And Alyssa Milano wasn't my favorite. I only stood with the show because I fell in love with Holly Marie Combs, who played middle sister and then became the older sister, Piper. So, you're going to see that there's 4 figures in the set. She's a custom made because SOTA Toys only made Piper, Phoebe, and Paige because I think Shannon Doherty didn't give the rights to use her likeness for an action figure, which is fine. So there was a customizer on eBay, and I saw that she was doing customs, and I asked her if she could do a custom of Prue, the older sister. So she wrote me back that she would do it, and she asked me in what way that I wanted her to look. My favorite look of her was in season 3. So she took the body of Cordelia from the Buffy the Vampire Slayer action figures and then customized the head. The sad thing, because I bought this in New York, when I was still living in New York, she fell off my shelf. She had like a long piece of hair and the whole head broke off. I was crushed. And I think you could see even some of the color came out. I was so upset over that. I'm like, God. The whole shelf came down one day. And thankfully, this thing didn't break. A piece of the table did break. I had to glue some of it. I glued it to the set. I also glued this to the set. So hold on, let me just show you. I think she did an okay job for considering it was in 2002 that I paid $60 for her to make a custom Prue figure. You can't really pose her, and that's fine because these figures are not really posable to begin with. I think she did a great job regardless. So this is Prudence Halliwell. Yeah, each of the piece came with a figure. So there were 4 figures in the first wave. The 3 girls, and then Balthazar, which was Cole, the demon. I'm not sure why we didn't get Leo from Jump. We got a demon instead. And we got Leo in wave 2, and he's about a good 7 inches in height. So out of scale with the rest of the figures. So I'm gonna take these figures out. So I'm gonna show you the attic, because this little the set is based off their attic in the house. I tried getting into the new show, and sadly I couldn't. I'm not sure if you can see it. Yeah, when this whole thing fell, it took me weeks to find all the pieces. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna glue it. It also comes with the their magic book, the Book of Shadows. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I glued that too because each piece came, with each character individual, and I was like, no, I'm gonna wind up losing it because I'm a klutz. This is their cauldron, where they do their spells. I can't believe how old this thing is. And does come with, here's some magic potions, if you can see it. I tried dusting this, but oh my, I gotta get a Q-tip. Chris. Comes with these potions that I glued on to here as well. And they do come with their spirit board. They did a phenomenal job. The Oracle, I glued that on too because that's the one that took me, holy crap, like a long time for me to find. Shockingly enough, the one that helped me find this was my Nana. She had her cataracts removed and she became eagle-eyed. I kept calling her the Bionic Man because she was able to see from very, very far. May she rest in peace, Miss Nana. So they did a great job with this. I had somebody do a custom spirit board for me that my family were very upset that I got one, but it's fine. It's fine. All right, so I'm going to put her back. I'm going to show you my second favorite character. This is Piper. Yeah, she's really old. Yeah, she got scuffed during that fall back in New York. I can probably retouch it, get some kind of paint. They did a great job. Yeah, these figures are not really for posing. You can probably do that where she can do her freezing. She had the power to freeze time. She was telekinetic. I was really upset that she left that series too. I'm like, oh my God. Here is Phoebe. My younger brother had a major crush on her when we used to watch Who's the Boss. And as weird as it sounds, my crush was on Tony Danza. I think they did a great job. Considering that's over 20 years old, 2001, 2002. And last but not least, she was a seer. She was psychic. And this is Paige, the youngest sister, who was put up for adoption because she's half white lighter, half witch. When Shannon Doherty, I'm going to say, left the show, they needed a third sister to complete the Charmed ones. And shockingly, they came up with a great idea. having her be the half sister. So she was able to move objects too with her mind, but just a bit different because she's half white lighter. I can't believe I still have this after, all these years. Still in decent condition. I'm not sure how much these figures would cost now to purchase on eBay, but I'm assuming it's going to cost a pretty penny. I think this is one of the longest TV series starring an all-female cast ever, because it ran for 8 seasons. I was actually bummed out because they renewed Seventh Heaven for an 11th season instead of renewing this show for a 9th. I'm like, what? And I wasn't a huge fan of Seventh Heaven. I didn't hate the show. I just didn't stick with it. I did like Barry Watson and then Stephen Collins, even though, oh God, Hollywood is just so weird. But before I leave, I'm going to do a little size comparison. Faith, the Slayer from Buffy. Whoop. I usually have these girls in there. They're scaled great. I'm not gonna lie. This table, Chris. Oh my lord. Dear Lordy, Chris. I'm just gonna say that we're mixing potions. And Buffy. I knew that was gonna happen. Sorry. Oh, nope, it's not gonna say, is it? No. There we go. So I usually keep the Slayers in with the sisters because they're the fighters. Buffy cannot stand for the life of her. It's supposed to be a Slayer Buffy. Stand. But I'm gonna keep her over here before I do a mistake. I'll keep her lying down on the floor. Yeah, it's one of the longest, I think, running show that had an all-female cast for drama. And I think The Facts of Life was the longest running all-female for a comedy show. And they're my favorite shows. I love Buffy the first 5 seasons, but she kind of lost me in the last 2. I hated season 6 so much that I don't even have season 6 on a DVD box set. That's how much I disliked season 6. I just hated it. But I have every season of Charmed. I love it. You could actually watch their shows on Peacock and I think on Amazon Prime. But that should be about it. I don't want to bore you guys to death. And a very special hello to my brothers. Well, I'm going to say my fam. Eric, Silent Collector, Ventra, Sair. I pray to God that I said that name right. And I think Plastic. I forgot the name. You guys, thank you so much. You guys kind of keep me going in the sense that when you do leave comments, I get a notification and you guys save my ass. Sometimes my mind starts to run and you guys, you're saving my ass. That's all I'm going to say. So thank you so much for that. And may you guys be blessed and have a great weekend. You guys mean the world, and that you're taking the time to look at the videos and leaving comments, especially poor Eric and Silent Collector. They've been putting up with my ass the last couple of months. Dear God, you guys are strong. Jesus. But anyway, things have gotten really Twilight Zone-y within the last couple of weeks. Try to stay away from the negativity because we're being hounded from left, right, up, down, between TV, the phones. There's just no escaping the negativity. If you can't, keep away from it because it's not healthy to be watching just nothing but negativity. It's not good, not healthy. Which is why I said you guys keep me going, along with my loved ones. And speaking of which, spend time with them. I'm not sure. Oh, if anyone has Paramount Plus, April Fool's Day is on there. It's an old 80s hack and slash B film, but it was good. I liked it, in my opinion, but not sure what your tastes are. But you guys are the best. Please stay safe and have a great, wonderful weekend. And make sure you tell your loved ones how much you love them and how much you appreciate them being in your life. It means a lot. That support system is needed. Peace.